so I started writing about. I mean, I'd been keeping notes for a very long time. I was aware enough during pretty much the entire time I worked in and around the art market, quite how strange a world it is, and also quite how fascinating a world it is for those outside it, and also quite how little people understood of it, and the misconceptions about it were really quite astonishing to me. When I opened my own gallery, I talked to friends of my mother's, and they'd say, "Oh, so is it, is it mostly your own art that you're showing in the gallery?" And I thought, like, who thinks that? Who has been to a gallery where someone has just, like rented a sort of fairly expensive bit of central London real estate in order to show their like holiday watercolors? Just that's not a thing. So I was kind of shocked by all of that, and also quite perplexed by how little, I think I say at some point in the book, like there is no one art world, many art worlds, and having a background in the secondary market when I opened a primary market gallery in 2015, I really knew very few of my peers, people on the London art scene, like the Sunday Painter Gallery or 17 or Union Pacific, people who've all since become quite good friends, but they had no idea what the secondary market was, really, how it operated, these sort of weird practices that go on, somewhere between the auction house and the Mayfair galleries and the Upper East Side galleries in New York. And so long before I did my French exit on the art world in 2018, I had started kind of keeping notes, and it was sort of always my intention to write about it. Writing was something I'd always wanted to do, and years before that, I tried to write a novel, which my then boss, I worked in publishing, and my boss there, the editor-in-chief of the company, read something that I'd written and said, "Oh, excuse me, you can write, but there's no life in this book at all. Why don't you go away and do some living, and then try and write? Just pause for a second," which I found quite sort of upsetting advice at the time, but actually it turned out to be, and I didn't consciously heed it, but this person and I are still very friendly and in touch, and she read the book recently and she wrote to me and said, "Well, you certainly went and did some living." I think the period that I spent kind of working with Inigo, working in the art world was had the feeling of several lifetimes. And as to all that glitters, I mean, it's obviously it's a phrase which is older than Shakespeare. I mean, it dates back, I think, like quite far back in sort of, like, I think it's originally in some kind of Middle English poem somewhere. But also Neil Diamond wrote a song with it, and there was a particular story which you'll know from the book about a gold Rudolf Stingel painting, which, well, maybe I won't tell the story now, but if readers are interested, that story and that painting were the phrase, it captured a lot of what I wanted to write about in the book.